Hey, this is the Fight Nerd. I'm here now at Jamie Varner's Combat Academy with the man who the place is named after, Jamie Varner. So, Jamie, how's it going today?
It's going well. This is my second interview with you, so I'm a little nervous.
You should be. Okay. I ask the tough questions. Everybody knows that.
I know.
All right, so first thing I got to ask, of course, is, it wasn't too long ago you just fought Benson Henderson for that WEC title to unify the belt.
Yeah.
What went wrong in that fight for you?
Made a mistake, man. That's all it takes, just one mistake. I felt like I was controlling the fight. I felt like I was dominating the fight. Definitely felt I was a better fighter, but Ben's a stud, and I made a mistake, and he took advantage of it. So, my hat's off to Ben. He's a tough dude. I get a little emotional after every fight because a lot of work goes into it. I hadn't fought in a year, but Ben's a good guy. He's a tough fighter, and I look forward to fighting him again.
Now, you mentioned you hadn't fought in a year. Did any of that ring rust come into this match?
I don't think so. I just think that I got a little too excited. I just got too excited. I was so happy to be back in there. If you notice, I was walking out. I was just smiling. I've never once been that guy walking into a fight. I was just so happy to be back. And I got excited. I wanted to put on a good show for the fans. And, Ben was not engaging me, and I was trying to force the action, using a lot of his kicks to kind of keep me away. And I was trying to just go to work on him. But he did a good job. I tried to win the third round with a takedown. He caught me with the guillotine, so it happens.
I do mention that he was doing a lot of the grappling, and in your post-fight talk that you mentioned, you know where I'm going with this already.
Yeah.
All right, so what's up with that? I mean,
that was me being a little emotional. I heard that he had hired some new boxing coach. He's been working out with all these good boxers, so I expected him to stand up and do a little bit more stand up and fight me. And I got a little frustrated because I kept chasing him, and it seemed like all he wanted to do was really grapple. It didn't really he wanted to engage in any striking. And I felt like if I would have been just trying to win the fight and not, winning some sort or trying to knock him out, if I was just trying to win the fight, it would have been the most boring fight on the planet. Like an Anderson Silva. Who's the guy I'm thinking of? Who's the most boring Talis ladies? Yeah.
Okay.
So I was thinking it was going to be, that fight could have been like that. So I just kept trying to push the action. He kept doing a lot of running, just throwing his kicks to keep me away, never really engaged. So I got frustrated, and then my post-fight press conference, or my post-fight, I'm just like, hey, yeah, I came here to fight. He came to grapple, and it was a bad move on my part. But honestly, I like putting on shows for the fans, and I just felt like, they got robbed a little bit from a good fight.
Now, what's more important to you, having an exciting fight or winning?
Winning's the most important. Winning's the most important, but the way I train, the way I do things, I like to go hard, and I try to finish fights. I just try to. With the way some of the decisions have been going as of late in the UFC and WEC, I need to try and get those fights over and done with. And my track record shows that I finish a lot of fights, and even Ben's record shows that he finishes a lot of fights too. But in that fight, it looked like he was fighting me not to lose, as opposed to fighting me to win.
Now, are you worried about what a lot of your fans and pundits have to say? Since there was back when you first hurt your hand, people were saying, "Oh, you're just milking an injury." And now there's people who are continuing to say that you're whining about this stuff post fight. So I mean, what do you have to say to you about that?
The fans aren't in there. Fans don't know what's going on in my personal life. They don't know what's going on in the whole MMA business world with Zuffa. Zuffa is a very, very tough company. They're hard-nosed, and they're not the easiest to deal with, but they're good business people, and I can't say I wouldn't be the same way. But, my hand, it was my doctor's fault. I would have liked to have fought in June, but he wouldn't clear me until I think it was August or September. I didn't get cleared till. So it was a long nagging injury, and it was a second surgery that caused that made it so monotonous and long.
All right, now you mentioned, of course, the UFC and Zuffa. Is there any difference between the UFC and the WEC lightweights?
Yeah, the WEC's got the toughest lightweights you've never heard of. That's pretty much a difference. Me, Ben, Cowboy, Shane Roller, Anthony Njokuani, all of us could go over, even Dan Castillo. We could all go to the UFC and make a direct impact. But the WEC, the WEC is still in its infantile stages, and it hasn't got the exposure that the UFC has. It doesn't have the branding that the UFC has. But the UFC had to start somewhere too, and we're constantly building. We're getting more and more recognized. I got my own gym, and if it wasn't for the WEC, it wouldn't be possible for me to be standing here with you guys. So we're working on it. We're getting more exposure, but the WEC's got some of the best lightweights in the world.
So how would you say that somebody like yourself would go up against somebody like, say, the UFC lightweight champ BJ Penn?
BJ Penn would actually be a pretty good fight for me. He's a boxer. He likes to stand and bang, and don't really have to worry about too many kicks, too many knees. He likes to throw punches. So But from what I've been told, BJ Penn hits really, really hard. And from what I've seen, BJ Penn hits really, really hard. So I think it would be a good fight. It would be a good test for me. I'm not going to try and say I'm on the same level as BJ, but I think it would be a good fight.
We're here today at the Varner Combat Academy. How long has this gym been open?
It's been about 5 months. It used to be the gym went under like 2 different name changes, and now it's the Varner Combat Academy, and it's a great place to train, man. We got about 10 amateur fighters. We got 2 guys that are about ready to go pro. So I mean, the gym's booming, and our fight team is just doing awesome, man. We got quite the winning record. I think we're batting 800 right now. So we're doing really good as a gym, fighting hard, and I'm just fortunate enough to be a part of it. Like, a lot of the guys are around my weight, so I can have a direct impact with every single person. Instead of like having like guys that are way too small or guys that are way too big, I'm able to work out with pretty much everybody, which helps them out, and it actually helps me out. There's some tough guys here.
Of course, you're one of the main trainers here. Now, how are you able to keep yourself stimulated and keep your knowledge going when you're still training guys here?
Well, you know what? Fighting will always be my love. I enjoy fighting. Without fighting, I don't know where I'd be in my life. But ever since I was 16 years old, coaching's always been my passion. And, coaching will be there long after fighting will for me. So, I want to be able to change these guys' lives like the coaches changed my life. And, this is just my opportunity. Like I said, fighting is my love, coaching is my passion.
All right, now, any news or updates about when the next fight might be in the WEC?
I've been hounding the WEC to get me there in March. It doesn't look like they're going to do that. I think they're trying to save me for a big show. A big show, possibly a pay-per-view show. So we'll see.
Any names in the area yet, or anybody you'd like to face?
Donald Cerrone, Benson Henderson, Shane Roller. Those are guys I'd really like to fight. Anthony Angiquani's put a lot of wins together, but unfortunately he's lost to Donald, and he's also lost to Ben Henderson as well. So I think losing or fighting him doesn't really do anything for me. It's like if I beat him, I'm supposed to beat him. If I lose to him, oh God, he lost to the guy that lost to to Donald and to Benson. So those are 3 fights that I want. Donald is number 1. Well, actually, probably Ben's number 1, then Donald.
All right, now let's do the shameless plug for the gym. How do we find out more information about Varner's Combat Academy?
CombatAcademyNY.com. So just CombatAcademyNY.com, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter. I'm always tweeting about the gym, been taking a lot of pictures, and we also got a free seminar this Saturday between 1 and 5 o'clock. So anybody that wants to come down, get to train with me for free.
All right, and you can't miss that offer. Jamie Varner, thank you very much.
Thank you guys so much.
This video is sponsored by Skin Industries, dominating fashion for the past 11 years with hundreds of designs for men, women, and children. Skin Industries is your everyday lifestyle clothing brand. Start living in skin today and check out skinindustries.com.